Okay, think about this for a second. What if you had a digital token that you couldn't buy, you couldn't sell, you couldn't trade? A token that represents not what you own, but who you are, your achievements, your relationships, your reputation. Well, we're going to dive into this because we're talking about a concept that could completely change how digital identity works. They're called soulbound tokens.
Soulbound. That one word is at the heart of a pretty revolutionary idea in Web3. It's this idea of a token that's permanently tied to you, creating a verifiable, on-chain story of your life and what you've accomplished. It's a huge shift away from just pure finance and a step towards building real, actual trust and reputation online.
But where did this pretty futuristic idea even come from? Well, you might think it was cooked up in some high-tech lab or a university, but you'd be wrong. Believe it or not, the concept was actually born in the fantasy world of a massively popular online game.
That's right, the term soulbound comes straight out of World of Warcraft. See, in the game, the best, most powerful items are soulbound. What that means is you can't just go buy them with a bunch of gold. Nope. You have to earn them by completing these incredibly tough quests. This makes sure that having the item is a real signal that you accomplished something, not just that you have a lot of money. And that is the exact same idea here.
So, in this Web3 version, your soul is basically your digital wallet. Simple as that. This soul is the home for all your soulbound tokens, or SBTs. You can think of it like a digital passport, but instead of getting stamps from different countries, it collects credentials and achievements from all over your life, and they're issued by other souls, like a university, your job, or maybe a community you're a part of.
And this brings us to the most important rule of all. You cannot trade these tokens. This whole idea was a direct response to what a lot of people saw as a problem in Web3, that everything was becoming about money, about speculation, about flipping assets for a quick profit. SBTs are designed to have a totally different kind of value, a social one.
And this is where you can really see the difference between SBTs and the NFTs you've probably heard about. A regular NFT, right, that's like the deed to a house. It proves you own it, and its value is financial. You can buy it, you can sell it. An SBT, though, that's like your college diploma. You can't just sell your degree to someone else, you had to earn it. Its value is about what it says about you.
So how does this actually work? Well, it's a pretty straightforward three-step system. First, you have an issuer, let's say it's your university. They issue you a verifiable credential, which is the SBT. Step 2, you, the user, get it and you store it in your soul, your digital wallet. And finally, step 3, a verifier, like a future employer, can ask for proof, and they can instantly and cryptographically check that your credential is the real deal. And this is a great little illustration of it in the real world. So here, an employee gets a verified employee SBT from her company. Later, when she goes to another store that offers an employee discount, she just shows them the credential on her phone. That store can then instantly verify it's legit without ever having to call her HR department. It's totally seamless and it's super secure.
Okay, so that's the how it works. But the why, the reason people are so excited about this is so much bigger. This isn't just about making digital diplomas or getting employee discounts. The grand vision here is to build the foundation for a whole new kind of society online. And that vision has a name: DeSoc, which is short for Decentralized Society. The term was coined by Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin and his co-authors, and DeSoc is their vision for a richer, more meaningful online world where our interactions are based on verifiable trust and who we are, not just on financial transactions. It's really about building a web with a soul.
And the potential uses for this are they're huge. It touches almost every single part of our digital lives. I mean, look at this. We're talking about everything from unforgeable university diplomas and secure medical records to brand new ways of building communities, running online votes, even stopping ticket scalpers in their tracks. It's pretty wild.
But, and this is a big but, like any really powerful technology, this thing is a double-edged sword. Creating a permanent, verifiable record of our social lives, that comes with massive potential for good and for some really bad stuff. So we have to ask the tough questions.
And the stakes here? They could not be higher. The digital identity market is on track to be worth nearly $50 billion by 2026. We are smack in the middle of this huge transformation in how we define ourselves online, and the systems we decide to build right now are going to have consequences for decades.
And that leads us to the really crucial question. Could a system that was designed to build trust also become a tool for control?
What happens when our reputation, who we associate with, our entire histories, what happens when all of that is permanently etched onto a public blockchain for anyone to see?
Now, this warning, it's not coming from some critic or a skeptic on the outside. Get this, it comes from the very same people who came up with the idea in the first place. In their original paper, they acknowledged that this exact same system could be used to create automated systems of discrimination, basically a dystopian social credit score on the blockchain.
So yeah, there are some major challenges to figure out. How do you maintain privacy when blockchains are public by design? And then there are the practical problems. I mean, what happens if you lose the keys to your soul? Getting your entire identity back would require these really complex solutions like community recovery, where a bunch of your friends have to vote to restore your access. And right now, that's all pretty much just a theory.
So, where does that leave us? Well, Soulbound Tokens and this dream of a decentralized society, it's not a finished product, not even close. It's an ongoing experiment, and its future is very much an open question.
But despite all those risks, the people building this stuff argue that it's a path worth taking. They see DeSoc as a potential third option, somewhere between the surveillance capitalism of giants like Facebook and Google and the often chaotic, money-obsessed world of decentralized finance. It's an attempt to build a digital world that's actually compatible with democratic values.
And at the end of the day, it leaves us with a really fundamental question. As more and more of our lives are lived online, what's the best way to represent who we are? Should our digital identity just be defined by the stuff we can afford to buy and sell? Or should it be defined by that unique, non-transferable collection of experiences, achievements, and relationships that actually make us who we are? The answer to that is going to shape the future of the internet.